My dearest love.
My darling, are you happy?
Oh, in heaven.
My
heart's love. Oh, that must possibly be the last kiss, Grace. Or she'll come down like silly. Let us talk. Grace, is this your first love affair?
Have you forgotten that I'm a widow? Do you think I married Tranfield for money?
How do I know? Besides, you might have married him not because you loved him, but because you didn't love anyone else. When one is young, one marries out of mere curiosity, just to see what it's like.
Well, since you ask, I never was in love with Tranfield, though I only found that out when I fell in love with you. But I used to like him for being in love with me. It brought out all the good in him so much that I've wanted to be in love with somebody ever since. I thought now that I'm in love with you, you will like me for it just as I like Tranfield.
It's because I love you, and I want to marry you. Oh, I could love anyone, any pretty woman, that is.
Do you really mean that, Leonard?
Of course, why not?
Never mind, fine. Now tell me, is this your first love affair?
No, bless my soul. Not my second, nor my third.
But I mean your first serious one.
Yes, it's the first one in which I've been serious.
I see. The other parties were always serious?
No, not always, heaven forbid.
How often?
Well, once.
Julia Craven.
Oh, who told you that? You had much to ask.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
Do I feel hard to the touch lived 5 minutes ago?
What nonsense.
I feel as if my body is turned into tufts of hickory. That's what comes out and remind me of Julia Craven. I've sat alone with her, just as I'm sitting with you.
Just?
Oh, just exactly. Oh, she's put her hands in mine and laid her cheek against mine and listened to me say all sorts of silly things. You don't want to hear more of the story? So much the better.
When did you break it off?
Break it off?
Yes, break it off.
When did I fall in love with you?
Did you break it off then?
Well, it was clear then that it must be broken off.
And did you break it off?
Yes, I did.
But did she break it off?
Oh, as a favour to me, dear, let's change the subject. Come away from me, you know, I want you to sit here with me.
No, I also want much harder than hickory for the present. Did she break it off?
Be reasonable, my dear. It was fully explained to her that it must be broken off.
Did she accept the explanation?
Oh, she did what a woman like Julia always does. When explained personally, she said that it wasn't my better self speaking, and that she knew that I still really loved her. When I wrote it to her in brutal explicitness, she read the letter carefully, and then sent back with a note to say she hadn't the courage to open it, and I ought to be ashamed of having written it. You see, dearie, she would not look the situation in the face.
I'm afraid from the light way you speak that you did not sound the right chord.
Oh, when you're doing what a woman calls breaking her heart, you may sound the prettiest chords you can find on a piano, but to her ears it's just like this. Oh, I've been kind, I've been frank, I've been everything a good-natured man could be. She takes it only as the making up of a lover's quarrel. Frankness and kindness. One is as the other, especially frankness. I've tried both.
What are you going to try now?
Action, my dear. Marriage, and that you must believe. She will not be convinced of anything short of it. Because you see, I've had some tremendous philanderings before, and I've always come back to her after them.
And that is why you want to marry me?
I cannot deny it, my love. Yes, it's your mission to rescue me from Julia.
Then if you please out your kind, you made use of for any such purpose, I will not steal you from another woman.
Steal me? Please. I have a question for you as an advanced woman. Mine as an advanced woman. Does Julia belong to me? Am I our owner, our master?
Certainly not. No woman is the property of a man. A woman belongs to herself and to nobody else.
Quite right. Ibsen forever. Do I belong to Julia, or do I have a right to belong to myself?
Of course you have, but...
Well then, how can you steal me from Julia? If I don't belong to her, little philosopher. Oh, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Besides, I'm going to philander with Julia. Nothing else in the world, I assure you.
So much the worse. I hate your philanderings. They make me ashamed of you and of myself.
Oh, you totally misunderstand the nature of my philanderings. Listen to me. Am I a particularly handsome man?
No.
I'm a well-dressed man.
Not particularly.
Of course not. Have I a romantic, mysterious charm about me? Do I look like as if a secret sort of preyed on me? Am I gallant women?
Not
Of course not. No, accuse me of it. Then whose fault is it? The half of the women I speak to fall in love with me, not mine. I hate it. Bores me to distraction. At first it flattered me, delighted me. That's how Julia got me. She was the first one who had the pluck to make a declaration, but at no time have I taken the initiative and persecuted the women with my advances as women have persecuted me. Never. Except in rookies.
You need not make any exception. I had a good deal of trouble to induce you to come and see us. You were very coy.
My dear, the kindness was sheer coquetry. Oh, I loved you from the first, and fled only that you might pursue. But come dear, let us talk about something really interesting. Do you love me better than anyone else in the world?
I don't think you like to be loved too much.
Well, it depends on who the person is. You cannot love me too much. You cannot love me half enough. Oh, I reproach you every day for coldness. Who the deuce is calling at this hour? Oh, Julia, the devil!